The highs and lows, the Cheech and Chong legacy. When it comes to comedy legends, few names are as instantly recognizable as Cheech and Chong. Known for their irreverent humor, stoner antics, and satirical take on counterculture, this dynamic duo defined an era and left an indelible mark on comedy, music, and film. Their journey from small stages to worldwide fame is a testament to the power of chemistry, creativity, and a willingness to embrace the absurd. Let's take a short trip through the story of Cheech and Chong, the trailblazing icons of comedy and cannabis culture. The story of Cheech and Chong begins in the late 1960s. Richard Cheech Marin, a young, aspiring comedian from Los Angeles, had moved to Canada to avoid the Vietnam War draft. Tommy Chong, a musician and part owner of a Vancouver nightclub, had just begun dabbling in comedy after his band, Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, disbanded. The two met in Vancouver and bonded over their shared love of music, comedy, and counterculture. They began performing together, blending improv, sketches, and music into a unique brand of comedy. By the early 1970s, Cheech and Chong had moved to Los Angeles to try their luck in the entertainment industry. Their big break came with their self-titled debut album, Cheech and Chong, 1971. It was a bold mix of comedy sketches and satirical takes on the hippie and stoner culture of the time. Their second album, Big Bamboo, 1972, with its iconic rolling paper cover, became one of the best-selling comedy albums ever. Tracks like Dave's Not Here showcased their absurd humor, while sketches about drug culture cemented their status as the comedic voice of the counterculture movement. Their success in comedy albums led to their transition into films, starting with Up in Smoke, 1978. Directed by Lou Adler, this low-budget stoner comedy became a surprise hit, grossing over $100 million and turning Cheech and Chong into mainstream stars. The film's plot, revolving around two lovable stoners inadvertently smuggling drugs across the border, became a cult classic and set the template for stoner comedies to follow. They went on to star in a string of successful movies, including Cheech and Chong's next movie, 1980, Nice Dreams, 1981, Still Smokin', 1983. These films celebrated the duo's chemistry, blending slapstick humor with biting satire on societal norms. By the mid-1880s, Cheech and Chong's relationship began to fray. Cheech wanted to explore other creative avenues, while Chong leaned heavily into the stoner persona that had made them famous. Their last film together, The Corsican Brothers, 1984, marked the end of their collaboration. Shortly after, the duo officially parted ways. Cheech pursued a successful solo career, acting in films like Born in East LA, 1987, and TV shows like Nash Bridges, while Chong became an advocate for cannabis legalization, continuing to perform stand-up and releasing books. After decades apart, Cheech and Chong reunited in the early 2000s for live tours and new projects, including the animated movie Cheech and Chong's Animated Movie, 2013. They also released a new comedy album, Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke Tour, 2008, which blended nostalgia with fresh material. Their humor transcended generations, influencing stoner comedies and cultural attitudes toward marijuana. They were more than comedians. They were pioneers of countercultural humor and advocates for cannabis reform. Cheech and Chong remain iconic for their ability to capture the spirit of the 1970s and 80s counterculture. They paved the way for modern stoner comedies, influencing artists like Seth Rogen and Dave Chappelle. Beyond comedy, their work played a role in normalizing discussions around marijuana use and challenging societal taboos. Their legacy is one of humor, rebellion, and the enduring power of friendship, proof that even after years apart, their chemistry and impact remained timeless.